Of the Marathas. Various factors contributed to the rise of Marathas in the 16th and 17th century. The physical environment of the Maratha country shaped certain peculiar qualities among the Marathas. The mountainous region and dense forests made them brave soldiers and adopt guerrilla tactics. They built a number of forts on the mountains. The spread of the Bhakti movement in Maharashtra inculcated a spirit of religious unity among them. The spiritual leaders like Tukaram, Ramdas, Vaman Pandit, and Eknath fostered social unity. The political unity was conferred by Shivaji. The Marathas held important positions in the administrative and military systems of Deccan Sultanates of Bijapur and Ahmednagar. There were a number of influential Maratha families such as Moors, Nimbalkars, but the credit of establishing a powerful Maratha state goes to शिवाजी शाहजी भोसले एंड his son शिवाजी. तो हम लोग देख रहे हैं जो भोसले थे वो नागपुर के थे जो बाद में डिवाइड हो जाते हैं. कुछ सिंधियाज ऑफ ग्वालियर, भोसले ऑफ नागपुर, पेशवाज एट पुणे. शिवाजी 1627 to 80. He was born at Shivner in 1627. His father was Shahji Bhosle and mother Jijabai. He inherited the Jagir of Pune from his father in 1637. After the death of his guardian, Dadaji Kondadev in 1647, Shivaji assumed full charge of his Jagir. Even before that, he conquered Raigad, Kondana, and Torna from the ruler of Bijapur. He captured Javli from a Maratha chief, Chanda Rao More. This made him the master of Mawala region. In 1657, he attacked Bijapur kingdom and captured a number of hill forts in the conquered region. The Sultanate of Bijapur sent Afzal Khan against Shivaji, but Afzal Khan was murdered by Shivaji in 1659 in a daring manner. Shivaji's military conquests made him a legendary figure in the Maratha region. Many came forward to join his army. The Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb was anxiously watching the rise of Maratha power under Shivaji. He sent the Mughal governor of the Deccan, Shaista Khan, against Shivaji. Shivaji suffered a defeat at the hands of the Mughal forces and lost Pune. But Shivaji once again made a bold attack on Shaista Khan's military camp at Pune in 1663, killed his son and wounded Khan. This daring attack affected the prestige of Khan and he was recalled by Aurangzeb. In 1664, Shivaji attacked Surat, the chief port of Mughals, and plundered it. This time, Aurangzeb sent Raja Jai Singh of Amber to fight against Shivaji. He made elaborate preparations and succeeded in besieging the Purandar fort where Shivaji lodged his family and treasure. Shivaji opened negotiations with Jai Singh and the Treaty of Purandar was signed in 1665. According to the treaty, Shivaji had to surrender 23 forts to the Mughals out of 35 forts held by him. The remaining 12 forts were to be left to Shivaji on condition of service and loyalty to Mughal Empire. On the other hand, the Mughals recognized the right of Shivaji to hold certain parts of Bijapur kingdom. As Shivaji asked to exempt him from personal service to the Mughals, his minor son Sambhaji was granted a mansab of 5,000. Shivaji visited Agra in 1666, but he was imprisoned there. But he managed to escape from prison and made military preparations for another 4 years. Then he renewed his wars against the Mughals. Surat was plundered by him for the second time in 1670. He also captured all his lost territories by his conquests. In 1674, Shivaji crowned himself at Raigad, assumed the title Chhatrapati. Then he led an expedition into the Carnatic region and captured Jinji and Vellore. After his return from this expedition, Shivaji died in 1680. Shivaji's administration. Shivaji was also a great administrator. He laid the foundations of a sound system of administration. The king was the pivot of the government. He was assisted by a council of ministers called Astapradhan. However, each minister was directly responsible to Shivaji. Peshwa, finance and general administration. Later, he became the prime minister. Sari Naubat or Senapati, military commander, honorary post. Amatya, accountant general. Vakanevis, intelligence post and household affairs. Sachiv, correspondence. Samanta, Samanta, yes, Samanta, whatever. Master of ceremonies. Nyayadeesh, justice. Pandita Rao, charities and religious administration. Most of the administrative reforms of Shivaji were based on the practices of the Deccan Sultanates. For example, Peshwa was the Persian title. The revenue system of Shivaji um, was based on the Malik Amber of Ahmednagar. Lands were measured by using the measuring rod called skathi. Lands were also classified into three categories: paddy fields, garden lands, and hilly tracts. He reduced the powers of the existing Deshmukhs and Kulkarnis. He appointed his own revenue officials called Karkuns. Karkuns. Revenue कर हो गया, कुंस मतलब officials. Chauth and Sardeshmukhi were the taxes collected not in the Maratha kingdom but in the neighboring territories. Sardeshmukhi or Chauth. Not in the Maratha kingdom, but in the neighboring territories of the Mughal Empire or Deccan Sultanate. Chauth was one fourth of the land revenue paid to the Marathas in order to avoid the Maratha raids. Sardesh Mukhi was an additional levy of 10% of those lands which the Marathas claimed hereditary rights. So Sardesh Mukhi additional levy of 10%. ठीक है और चौथ वाला वन फोर्थ. Shivaji was a man of military genius and his army was well organized. The regular army consisted of about 30,000 to 40,000 cavalry supervised by Havaldars, okay? They were given fixed salaries. There were two divisions in the Maratha cavalry: Bargirs, equipped and paid by the state, and Silahadars, maintained by the nobles. In the infantry, the Mavli foot soldiers played an important role. Shivaji also maintained a navy. The forts played an important role in the military operations of the Marathas. By the end of his reign, Shivaji had about 240 forts. Each fort was put under the charge of three officers of equal rank as a precaution against treachery. Shivaji was really a constructive genius and nation builder. His rise from Jagirdar to Chhatrapati was spectacular. He unified the Marathas and remained a great enemy of the Mughal Empire. He was daring soldier and a brilliant administrator. Was 1713 to 1818. 1713 से 20 तक मतलब 7 साल तक बालाजी विश्वनाथ और 17 20 से 40 20 साल तक बाजीराव वन. Balaji Vishwanath began his career as a small revenue official and became Peshwa in 1713. As Peshwa, he made his position the most important and powerful as well as hereditary. He played a crucial role in the civil service and finally made Shahu as the Maratha ruler. He sought the support of all Maratha leaders for Sahu. In 1790, Balaji Vishwanath got certain rights from the then Mughal Emperor Farrukh Shiar. First, the Mughal Emperor recognized Sahu as the Maratha king. Second, he allowed Sahu to collect Chauth and Sardes Mukhi from the six Mughal provinces of the Deccan, including the Carnatic and Mysore. इसमें इससे पहले कुछ था, सक्सेसर्स ऑफ शिवाजी के बारे में कुछ दिया हुआ था. There ensued a war of succession after the death of Shivaji between his sons Sambhaji and Rajaram. Sambhaji emerged victorious, but later he captured and executed by the Mughals. Raja Ram succeeded the throne, but the Mughals made him to flee to the Jinji fort. He died at Satara. He was succeeded by his mother, his minor son Shivaji II, with his mother Tarabai as regent. The next ruler was Sahu, in whose reign the Peshwas rose to power. तो फिर हमने बालाजी विश्वनाथ के बारे में पढ़ा. नाउ बाजीराव वन. Bajirao was the eldest son of Balaji Vishwanath. He succeeded his father as Peshwa at the young age of 20. The Maratha power reached its zenith under him. He initiated the system of confederacy against the Maratha chiefs. Under this system, each Maratha chief was assigned a territory which could be administered autonomously. As a result, many Maratha families became prominent and established their authority in different parts of India. They were the Gaikwad of Varoda, Bhosle at Nagpur, Gaikwad at Varoda, Holkars at Indore, Scindias at Gwalior, and Peshwas at Pune. Balaji Bajirao. Balaji Bajirao succeeded his father as Peshwa at the young age of 19. The Maratha king Sahu died in 1749 without issue. His nominated successor Ram Raja was imprisoned by the Peshwa Balaji Bajirao at Satara. The full control of Maratha kingdom came under the Peshwa. Peshwa entered into an agreement with the Mughal emperor in 1752. According to it, Peshwa gave assurance to the Mughal emperor that he would protect the Mughal empire from internal and external enemies, for which the Chauth of the northwest provinces and the total revenue of the Agra and Ajmer provinces would be collected by the Marathas. Thus, when Ahmad Shah Abdali invaded India, it became the responsibility of the Marathas to protect India. The Marathas fought very bravely against Ahmad Shah Abdali in the Third Battle of Panipat in 1761, but they got defeated. Many Maratha leaders and thousands of soldiers died in this battle. Balaji Bajirao also died on hearing the sad end of his battle. Also, this battle gave a death blow on the Maratha power. Therefore, the Maratha confederacy weakened due to internal conflicts among the Maratha chiefs. After the decline of the Mughal Empire, the Marathas emerged a great power in India, but they could not succeed in preventing the establishment of British power in India. The important causes for the downfall were that there was lack of unity among the Maratha chiefs like Holkar, Scindia, and Bhosle. Also, the superiority of the British army and fighting methods ultimately won. Students will understand after learning the lesson. The students will be able to explain causes for the rise of the Marathas, early career and military achievements of Shivaji, salient features of the Maratha administration under Shivaji, the rise of Peshwas, and the significance of the Third Battle of Panipat. Students will acquire knowledge about the rise of the Marathas, life and achievements of Shivaji, Shivaji's administration, rise of the Peshwas.